nurturing your child's amazing self-regulation ability. Hello, dear parents. Today, we're going to explore a very important ability that helps our beloved children grow up stronger and more resilient on their life journey. It's the ability to self-regulate, the capacity to understand and manage one's own behavior and emotional responses to what's happening around them. Did you know, this ability starts forming right from when your child is just an infant? Before we dive into the details, let's quickly go over the main points we'll be discussing. First, self-regulation is truly crucial. It affects every aspect of your child's life. From learning to playing, from making friends to facing difficulties. Second, this is a skill that's cultivated day by day, starting from birth and continuously developing throughout life. And most importantly, parents can be wonderful companions, helping their children practice this skill by setting an example, establishing appropriate limits, providing emotional support, and offering help at the right times. So, what exactly is self-regulation? Surely, many times when you're home with your child, especially during periods of more closeness, you wish they could find fun things to do on their own, calm themselves down when angry or bored, and get along well with others. Right? Well, those are signs of self-regulation. Simply put, a child with good self-regulation skills can do three main things. First, focus on what they are doing, whether it's playing or learning. Second, control impulsive feelings, whether it's overwhelming excitement or deep frustration. And third, learn how to behave sociably and cheerfully with everyone around, both adults and other children. Why is this ability so important? Are you curious about the specific benefits self-regulation brings to your child? It truly is a golden key that opens many doors. A child with good self-regulation skills will often know how to observe and listen better, thereby learning many new things, control strong emotional reactions, and know how to behave appropriately for the situation. Especially in public places. When playing with friends, they'll know how to share toys, patiently wait their turn, follow the rules of the game, and express emotions in a healthy way. Be more flexible when facing changes or unexpected situations, gradually becoming more independent and needing less detailed guidance from adults for every little thing. Be calmer when things don't go their way, accept temporary difficulties, and feel less stressed in life. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? How and when does a child develop self-regulation? A question many parents wonder about is whether their child already has this ability and how it develops. The definite answer is yes. Your child already has and is developing self-regulation. Of course, each child will show it to different degrees, depending on their age and also the family environment you create. This journey begins very early, right from infancy. It continues to be honed through the toddler years, then preschool age, and develops even more strongly as the child grows older, even extending into adulthood and beyond. We can see this clearly through small examples. A toddler might patiently wait for food or a toy for a short period. Of course, there are times when they lose patience and immediately grab a toy from another child. But then they learn to regulate their emotions. Instead of crying loudly, they gradually learn to look and point to express their desire. By preschool age, children begin to understand and follow simple rules, like waiting their turn in a game. They also become more sensitive, starting to recognize what others expect of them. For example, they know that if they want mom's help, it's better to speak gently and nicely. As children get older, their ability to control personal desires and needs improves steadily. They start learning to put themselves in others' shoes and see issues from multiple perspectives. For instance, even if they disagree with a friend's opinion, depending on the situation, they might choose not to argue but simply remain silent or not participate in that specific activity. However, parents also need to remember that, depending on their innate temperament, Some children will find it easier to self-regulate their emotions than others. And sometimes, even we adults still struggle to control our own emotions and behaviors. Right? How to nurture self-regulation in your child. So how can you accompany your child on this journey? The good news is that parents play an incredibly important role and can help their children immensely. The best way is a harmonious combination of setting clear boundaries, providing timely support when needed, and always supporting your child's emotions. And in every step, parents setting an example or doing things together with the child is essential. Establish clear limits. Let's start by creating family rules together with your child. Depending on their age, these limits might relate to study time, playtime, permitted play areas, shopping and spending money, bedtime, or sharing household chores. For example, with a 6-year-old, parents might agree on limits like about 1.5 hours of study each day, watching TV for 30 minutes at a time and only 4 times a week, cleaning up toys after playing, preparing and cleaning up their own snacks like bread or fruit, making their own drinks, going to bed at 9 p.m., and perhaps receiving a set amount of allowance at the end of each month. The important thing is that these limits are clear, reasonable, and agreed upon by the whole family. Provide timely support. But just setting limits isn't enough. Children also need timely support from parents. When establishing limits, parents need to make sure they are appropriate for the child's ability, that the child can understand and follow them. And importantly, parents need to patiently guide and support the child during the process. Let's go back to the example of watching TV for 30 minutes, 4 times a week. To help your child achieve this, you might need to go through small steps. Step 1. Initially, try listening to music, reading a book, or playing a game together for about 30 minutes so your child can get a feel for how long that is. Then, teach them how to read a clock to identify 30 minutes themselves. Step 2. Choose fixed days of the week together for watching TV. For example, 8:30 p.m. on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Every time your child starts watching, parents should be nearby, reminding them to check the clock at the start. When the 30 minutes are almost up, gently remind them that the time is nearly over. Step 3. After a period of consistent practice, your child will get used to it and won't need reminders anymore. They can know for themselves when 30 minutes is up. At this point, parents can feel confident letting the child manage their own viewing time. Step 4. Even later, when the child is accustomed to the rhythm of 4 times a week, they might even choose the days themselves, as long as they stick to the agreed number of times. By then, parents won't need to remind them about the day or time anymore. You see, to reach the final goal of the child independently watching TV within the allowed limits, parents need to establish sequential rules, patiently guide, and gradually increase the child's autonomy. Support your child's emotions. On this journey, there will certainly be times when your child struggles, feels disappointed, sad, or unable to follow the established rules. At such times, parents' emotional support and understanding become even more crucial. Instead of scolding, parents can gently say, "Did you throw the toy because you were feeling disappointed? Next time you feel disappointed, what do you think you could do differently that might be better?" Help your child name their feelings and understand the reasons behind them. When emotions are named and understood, they pass more easily. At the same time, don't forget to suggest more appropriate ways for them to behave next time. Sometimes, just a warm hug, showing love and acceptance, is enough to help your child relax and calm down when feeling overwhelmed. Always remember that developing self-regulation is a long process that requires great patience from both parents and children. Don't forget to be a role model. And finally, but no less importantly, parents should be role models. Children learn very quickly by observing those around them, especially their parents. So, try to model your own self-regulation skills in daily life. How you plan and carry out tasks. Don't hesitate to honestly share with your child the times you struggle too. For example, when passing a clothing store, you might say, "Oh, that shirt is beautiful. I really like it, but I've already bought quite a few things this month. So I'll have to wait until next month." Share with your child even the times you didn't manage to do something as planned. But show them that you always keep trying. Occasionally, offer encouraging words like, "If we want others to trust us, we need to try to do what we promised. Let's try together." When parents lead by example and patiently walk alongside their children, you'll find that they not only learn to self-regulate instinctively but also actively learn and improve this skill every day. Dear parents, family guidance and support play an immense role in helping children develop self-regulation. A flexible strategy that balances discipline and freedom, combined with sincere emotional support, will help parents and their beloved children have truly sweet days together. Especially during this time, when we have more opportunities to be with our children, let's try practicing these things together. Wishing parents and children much joy and connection.